Bigfoot battled the Clydesdale in the final round last week. However, it was all Team Bigfoot out of Pacific, Missouri. Downtown Mitch Brown and the Bigfoot Ford outrunning the Clydesdale Chevrolet in that far lane, and now a 8-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. And we're going to find out here tonight if Downtown Mitch Brown and Team Bigfoot can hang on to that checkered flag, or is another MTA superstar going to take it away.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 3 of the July season, and all of your favorite MTA superstars are ready to dial it in here tonight and try to take home that checkered flag. There you see Bigfoot staged up in the center of the track. We just talked about last week how he knocked off Bradley Graham in the Clydesdale Chevrolet. Mitch Brown and Bigfoot looking to hold on to that flag here tonight, but everybody's battling it out for the overall points championship, and we're guaranteed to see a good shakeup in the points here tonight. But can Mitch Brown defend that flag? We're about to find out, because we're getting ready to go round 1 racing in week 3 of the July season. And now jumping over to our round 1 bracket, we're going to see Reptoid take on Air Force, Max D Ice take on the Iron Outlaw, Titan will take on the Jersey Outlaw, and then Midnight Rider will wrap up the first half of round 1 taking on Prowler. Jumping over to the other side of the bracket, Monster Mutt Husky will get first crack at the current Thursday Night Thunder champion, Mitch Brown and Bigfoot. Now up first, Cam Smith and Reptoid out of Jacksonville, Florida. He's been doing so-so this July season, but he draws up against longtime Thunder veteran, 6-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Jeffrey Skipper in the Air Force over here in the near lane. Now Cam Smith, the crew has been thrashing, trying to get Reptoid dialed in for this track, but Jeffrey Skipper ain't going to cut him any slack. Kicking off round 1, Reptoid and Air Force down the stretch. Smith has the lead on Skipper over the cars, and what a race to kick off week 3 of the July season. Jeffrey Skipper, the veteran, had his hands full against the rookie. I'm not too sure who won this race as we go down to an MTA photo finish in just a brief second, but give it up. Cam Smith, the rookie, letting the veteran have all he got. And right here in the MTA photo finish, your winner, Cam Smith and Reptoid. He puts an early upset on the trailer with Jeffrey Skipper in the Air Force. Now next up here in round 1, Ethan Medlin, a former one-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, bringing Max D Ice to the line. Now set to take on a long-time Thursday Night Thunder veteran, Jamie Hurd out of Tonganoxie, Kansas, and the Iron Outlaw Expedition staged over here in the near lane. Now Ethan Medlin won that championship quite a few months ago, looking for number 2. Hurd's looking for his first one. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Max D with a lead. Jamie Hurd pogos it on the rear. Max D turns it over, and Jamie Hurd and the Iron Outlaw, a mistake through no man's land, and he gathered it up. Outlaw is into the next round, and Max D is on the trailer. Not sure what happened to Ethan Medlin there coming out of no man's land. It looked like just a bad bounce that he got. He tried to drive out of it and save it, just couldn't come up with it. Now the track crew and officials are down there getting ready to roll Max D Ice back over. He's been having a tough break all season long. Hopefully his crew can get that truck nice and right for the last week of the July season next Thursday. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next here in round 1 competition, Mike Lanford here in the old Jersey Outlaw Ford stage now, ready to go. He's been having a stellar season all July long. He is now set to take on Zach George in the Titan Chevrolet, that beautiful 1972 Chevrolet pickup staged over here in the far lane. Outlaw in the near lane. And you know what the old Mike Wine said, it's going to take 10 Chevys to beat one Ford. Is Lanford going to hold true to that word here in round 1? Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. The Chevrolet's got to lead. The Ford coming back. Titan turns it over. Lanford trying to shut it down, coming off to the shutdown area. And I think Lanford knew he had his hands full coming over that first jump. We just didn't expect Zach George and the Chevrolet in the far lane to bobble up so bad. Upside down he goes, and it looks like Jersey Outlaw does move on. As we go back down and take another look, right here off the line, you see the Chevrolet in the far lane, almost a truck-length lead on the Outlaw. But watch right here, too much air, sends it into that first jump. He stood it on the rear tires, tried to drive out of it, and upside down he goes. Outlaw is your winner. But next up, Justin Lamb and the Midnight Rider, now a one-time Thunder champion, taking on the crazy cat Jason Wookin' Prowler. He is back in action here on Thursday Night Thunder, and there you see the damage from last week's rollover. The crew thrashed all week long trying to get that truck back together. They're here and ready to go to take on the Midnight Rider in round one. Prowler taking on Midnight Rider now. Down the straight stretch they go. Slightly going to Prowler. Midnight Rider trying to come back and gets a little bit into the mud pit there on the shutdown area finish line. Jason Wookin' Prowler, hurt truck and all, moves on to round two competition. Midnight Riders on the trailer here tonight. So we're definitely shaking up the points here in week 3 of the July season. Now next up here in round 1, we've got Pop Steve Jones in the MTA Chevrolet representing our brand here tonight, ready to take on Tyler Medley out of Virginia Beach, Virginia in the Stone Crusher Ford. Now he's been having a so-so season, much like earlier tonight we saw with Reptoid, but Stone Crusher has the potential to upset the entire field of trucks here tonight. He gets set now to take on a fairly new rookie to the MTA circuit, Pops over here in MTA. Who's going on to round 2? Ford and Chevrolet now down the straight stretch are pretty even, up and over no man's land, and MTA will get the win. And Stone Crusher with all kinds of problems there in no man's land, and it looks like he stood it up there on that bus stack. MTA nonetheless is your winner. There you see Tyler Medley there shut down right in the center of the track. MTA moves on to round 2. But next up here in round 1, Bradley Graham returns. He was last week's finalist in the Clydesdale Chevrolet, ready to take on Mike Canzoneri out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina in Gravedigger. There you see him staged in the far lane. Now Canzoneri got his first Thunder Championship last month in the June season. Bradley Graham just got championship number 6 a couple of weeks ago. Two Chevrolets gonna battle it out. Round 1 competition down the straight stretch, slight lead to Gravedigger. Clydesdale coming back, turns it over. Canzoneri and Gravedigger will get the win over the longtime Thunder veteran Bradley Graham and Clydesdale as he turned it over, going over that last set of cars and going from last week's finalist to this week's round 1 elimination. You know Bradley Graham is feeling it there in that truck. But next up, Brandon Copeland out of Pacific, Missouri, bringing back the Wildfoot Ford here in round 1. He is now set to take on Gavin Waddell in the Overkill Ford, ready to go here in the near lane. Two Fords going to battle it out here in round 1. Two rookies to the Thursday Night Thunder scene right here on the MTA circuit. Who's going on to round 2? Boat truck stage. Wildfoot takes on Overkill. There's the green light now down the straight stretch. Slight lead to Wildfoot up and over the cars, and a hard roll from Wildfoot. Look out! Overkill upside down as well. What a race! Oh my word, Brandon Copeland just sent Wildfoot. And I've got to be concerned there because over in the far lane, Wildfoot with the most insane crash I've ever seen. Watch him right here. Clips the first jump end over end. Tried to drive out of it and just started rolling the truck over. That was at least 3 or 4 rolls. And then Gavin Waddell and Overkill turned it over on the bus stack. Oh my, I'm at a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what happened. Looking at it again, right there in the far lane. What an incredible crash. He got the racing win here in round 1. But Wildfoot with an incredible roll. I just sure hope he's okay down there. They got him out of the truck. They're taking him over to the EMTs. They're going to check him out, make sure he's all good. But what a crash there by Wildfoot in the far lane. Now you see the MTA track crew and officials rolling him back over, and some heavy, substantial damage done to Wildfoot there. I don't know if he's going to make it back into round 2, ladies and gentlemen. Wildfoot might be on the trailer, but if that is the case and the crew can't get him back together, Overkill will come back for round 2. What an incredible crash. I am at a loss for words. That team is going to have their hands full coming into round 2. We're not sure if they're going to make the call just yet. However, moving on, the current Thursday Night Thunder champion, Downtown Mitch Brown, ready to defend his flag here in round 1, taking on Matthew Riley, the 2020 Summer Heat Shootout champion. Matthew Riley in the Monster Mutt Husky stage now in the near lane. What's he got for the current 8-time Thunder champion in Bigfoot in the far lane? Who's going on to round 2? Is Mitch Brown going to defend the flag? Here's the green light down the stretch. Bigfoot with a lead. And Bigfoot flipping the truck over, and Matthew Riley in the Monster Mutt Husky gets the win, knocking off the champion in round 1. Mitch Brown, I think he just completed the first ever front flip on Thunder. Watch right here as they come down the straight stretch. The right lane's been faster all night, the driver's been saying. Well, watch this. Bigfoot with some sick air, flipping the truck end over end. A completed front flip for Mitch Brown, but Matthew Riley in the Husky will get the round 1 win. knocking off the current champion. And what a crazy round one it's been. A lot more great racing action still to come on week 3 of the July season of Thunder. Round 2's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. What's going on, MTA fans? If you're looking to get in on the action right here on the MTA YouTube channel, look no further. I'm about to tell you guys just how you can sign up to get in one of these races. Head over to the link in our description, and that's going to take you right over to our Facebook page where we hold registration for all of the MTA events. And hey, while you're there, crush that subscribe button. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you stay up to date with everything that MTA is doing. From new custom truck builds to special events and giveaways, you don't want to miss any of the great action MTA has to offer. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll catch you guys down the road. Back here now on Thursday Night Thunder as we get set to kick off round 2. And folks, I gotta tell you what an eventful round 1 we just had. Looking at round 2 matchups, Reptoid will take on Iron Outlaw. And it looks like the Jersey Outlaw will take on Prowler. Then MTA will take on the Gravedigger. And Overkill takes on Monster Mutt Husky, who knocked off the current champion, Bigfoot. Now, up first here in round 1 is going to be the rookie, Cam Smith and Reptoid out of Jacksonville, Florida. He is now set to take on Jamie Hurd and the Iron Outlaw Ford out of Tonganoxie, Kansas. Now, as we said before, Jamie Hurd's been out here on Thunder in the MTA circuit altogether for quite some time. He has yet to get a championship victory. He's looking to turn things around here tonight and upset the rookie in the near lane in Reptoid. Who's it going to be? Here's the green light now, and the Iron Outlaw's got a lead. Up and over the cars, Reptoid turns it over, and Jamie Hurd will find himself in the semis, and Iron Outlaw, not too sure what happened to Reptoid there in no man's land. We are going to go back and review the tape, but Reptoid is upside down, and Iron Outlaw's into the semis. Looking back now at the MTA replay, Hurd absolutely jumped him off the line. He left Cam Smith making a sandwich there. Watch him right here in no man's land on 2 wheels up the first jump. Just turned it over, and a bad bounce there for Reptoid costing him the win here in round 2. But next up as round 2 continues, the Crazy Cat Jason Wilkin Prowler, former 2-time Thunder champion, now takes on Mike Lamford in the old Jersey Outlaw. He's a Thunder champion himself. He's had that truck dialed in all season long. He's got 2 victories over the MTA machine and Pop Steve Jones. A little rivalry there going on. They aren't going to meet up here tonight as of yet. But Outlaw takes on Prowler here in round 2 down the straight stretch. Outlaw with the lead. Prowler coming back, and Outlaw turns it over. Jason Wolf, beat up truck and all. The truck was tore up last week, and they got it back together. He will find himself in semis. Outlaw with a bad bounce rolled the truck over, and this track has been eating up these trucks all night long. Now next up here in round 2, we've got Pop Steve Jones coming back in the MTA Chevrolet. He is now set to take on the black and green wrecking machine out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, Mike Canzonery in Gravedigger. He staged now over here in the near lane. It's going to be a battle of the Bowtie Chevrolets here in round 2. Does MTA have enough to take on the Gravedigger or vice versa? Who's going on to semifinals? MTA and the Gravedigger down the straight stretch. Slight lead to MTA. Gravedigger coming back, turns it over. Canzonery and Gravedigger upside down and puts the rear end in the mud pit there in the shutdown area. Nonetheless, MTA is your winner. What a wild wreck there by the Gravedigger in the near lane. Going back and taking another look. MTA got him off the line. Again, that right lane's been bad fast all night. Canzonery looks like the rear steer kicked off that first jump. Rolled the truck over, he lands it on all 4s, but nonetheless, MTA is your winner. Now next up to close out round 2 action, Gavin Waddell making the call here in round 2. Wildfoot unable to come back. He is now set to take on the man who knocked off the current champion, Matthew Riley, Monster Mutt Husky. And earlier tonight, if you watched Wildfoot and Overkill get it on in round 1, Wildfoot had the most extreme crash I've ever seen on the MTA circuit, and this is why they cannot make the call to come back to round 2. The crew has confirmed that the truck was completely destroyed there in round 1, and they have got a lot of thrashing to do to get that truck back for the last week of the July season. But it's all a part of racing. We're just glad he's A-OK as we get set to round up round 2 here on Thursday Night Thunder. There you see the man who knocked off the current champion earlier here tonight, Matthew Riley, Monster Mutt in the far lane. Gavin Waddell's already rolled that truck over earlier tonight. What's he got here in round 2 down the straight stretch? The lead goes to Monster Mutt. Overkill trying to come back, turns it over yet again. And Matthew Riley and Monster Mutt gets the win here in round 2. He will put Overkill on the trailer as he rolled it over for a second time tonight. The Monster Mutt is moving on. And looking back at the photo finish, you can see Gavin Waddell and Overkill was giving it his all, but rolled the truck over and came up short over Monster Mutt. But now we get set to kick off the semifinals here on Thursday Night Thunder. We started with 16. We're down to 4. Iron Outlaw will take on Prowler. Then we're going to see MTA take on Monster Mutt Husky, and we're going to see the points get shaken up as well here in week 3 of the July season. But up first, Jason Wolf returns in Prowler with a hurt truck. He has been running phenomenal here tonight, ready to take on Jamie Hurd and Iron Outlaw, who is looking for his very first Thursday Night Thunder championship. But Jason Wolf in that far lane is not going to cut him any slack. Hurt truck and all, he's here to compete. Both trucks stage at the line. They kick off semis. Here's the green light. Hurd actually jumped him off the line. They're even up and over the cars. Prowler turns it over. And Jamie Hurd and Iron Outlaw is in the finals here in week 3 of the July season. He knocks off Prowler. Obviously, Prowler has rolled the truck over coming out of no man's land. But nonetheless, Outlaw is in the finals. But who is he going to face there? Is it going to be Matthew Riley and Monster Mutt Husky? Or will it be Pop Steve Jones and the MTA Chevrolet? Both trucks have been running sensational all night long. This one is going to be a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to take it all the way into the finals in week 3 of the July season? Both drivers are clamoring for their very first Thursday Night Thunder championship. Who's going to the finals? Here's the green light down the straight stretch, slight lead to Husky. MTA coming back, gets in trouble, turns it over. And what a race it is across the finish line. MTA is upside down, and the Husky was hanging right there with him. What an incredible race. Now, I'm not too sure who got the racing victory here in the last round of semifinals as we go back to an MTA replay. Right here off the line, Husky has a slight lead, but watch MTA flying high. Pogos it on the rear end right there, gets in trouble into the Jersey wall and turned it over, and it looked like MTA got the win over Monster Mutt Husky here in the last round of semifinals. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the finals, I want to remind you that coming up on July 30th, 32 of MTA's baddest trucks compete for the All-American Throwdown Championship. Now, MTA's down in the pits after that rollover, and it looks like Pop Steve Jones is coming back to the line. The crew has got the truck back together after that semifinal rollover. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be MTA taking on Iron Outlaw here in week 3 of the July season in the finals. We said the points were getting shaken up, and we weren't kidding. These guys are going for their very first Thursday Night Thunder championship. And up first, Jamie Hurd and the Iron Outlaw out of Tocconoxie, Kansas, now ready to take on Pop Steve Jones in the MTA Chevrolet. Both trucks are staged at the line. Ford versus Chevrolet. Both drivers are looking for their very first Thursday Night Thunder championship. And there you see the finish line. But it's all in who gets there first. Who's it going to be taking home their very first Thursday Night Thunder championship? Iron Outlaw takes on MTA. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime here on Thunder down the straight stretch. They're even up and over the cars. MTA's over, and Hurd and Outlaw gets his first Thunder championship. MTA bobbled up in no man's land. Iron Outlaw is your winner here in week 3 of the July season. What a race it was. Pops came up just short of the victory here tonight, but Iron Outlaw is your winner. And ladies and gentlemen, as we go back down to an MTA replay, take another look. Outlaw in the far lane had a slight lead on MTA in the near lane. Watch him right here going over no man's land. Looks like MTA got a little crossed up, rocked up, and rolled over, giving all the room in the world for the Iron Outlaw Ford to take home week 3 of the July season's victory. And ladies and gentlemen, a long time coming. Congratulations to Jamie Hurd and the Iron Outlaw Ford on your first Thursday Night Thunder championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we jump over to the overall point standings to close out week 3 of the July season, Reptoid holding the latter half of the bracket up with 95. Max D, Stone Crusher, and Wildfoot hold it all closed with 90 points. Jumping over to the top half of the bracket, the biggest improvement here tonight is Jamie Hurd with tonight's win, jumping from 16th place to 5th place in Iron Outlaw with 120 points. Bradley Graham still holds the lead in Clydesdale with 140, but Bigfoot's chomping at the bit with 135 points. Mike Lanford and Outlaw holding steady in third place with 125 points, and finishing off your top 5 there in fourth place, Pop Steve Jones and MTA with 120 points. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap up week 3 of the July season right here on Thursday Night Thunder. Thank y'all for coming out and watching this great racing action right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time.